With enhanced safety measures and flexible change and cancellation offers, you have a world of choices. Set sail to the far reaches of the globe and gain the locals' perspective with a river cruise through Europe's greatest cities. Visit Wild Alaska, the exotic landscapes of Asia and South America, or soak up the sun on the world's most tropical beaches. At Expedia Cruises, we offer every vacation possibility by air, land, or sea. Contact your vacation consultant today to explore every option for your perfect vacation worldwide. So much world, so little time. Expedia Cruises can help with that. Get ready to embark on the trip of a lifetime with amazing value on 2021 and 2022 sailings during our World Explorer sale. From October 1st to 31st, take advantage of flexible change and cancellation offers, incredible savings, and extraordinary value with Expedia Extras. Book select sailings from October 1st to 31st for one or more of the following: free drinks, free gratuities, onboard cash credit, free Wi-Fi, free upgrades, and free airfare. With enhanced safety measures and flexible change and cancellation offers, you have a world of choices. Set sail to the far reaches of the globe and gain the locals' perspective with a river cruise through Europe's greatest cities. Visit Wild Alaska, the exotic landscapes of Asia and South America, or soak up the sun on the world's most tropical beaches at So much world, so little time. Expedia Cruises can help with that. Get ready to embark on the trip of a lifetime with amazing value on 2021 and 2022 sailings during our World Explorer sale. From October 1st to 31st, take advantage of flexible change and cancellation offers, incredible savings, and extraordinary value with Expedia Extras. Book select sailings from October 1st to 31st for one or more of the following: free drinks, free gratuities, onboard cash credit, free Wi-Fi, free upgrades, and free airfare. With enhanced safety measures and flexible change and cancellation offers, you have a world of choices. Set sail to the far reaches of the globe and gain the locals' perspective with a river cruise through Europe's greatest cities. Visit Wild Alaska, the exotic landscapes of Asia and South America, or soak up the sun on the world's most tropical beaches. At Expedia Cruises, we offer every vacation possibility by air, land, or sea. Contact your vacation consultant today to explore every option for your perfect vacation worldwide. So much world, so little time. Expedia Cruises can help with that. Get ready to embark on the trip of a lifetime with amazing value on 2021 and 2022 sailings during our World Explorer sale. From October 1st to 31st, take advantage of flexible change and cancellation offers, incredible savings, and extraordinary value with Expedia Extras. Book select sailings from October 1st to 31st for one or more of the following: free drinks, free gratuities, onboard cash credit, free Wi-Fi, free upgrades, and free airfare. With enhanced safety measures and flexible change and cancellation offers, you have a world of choices. Set sail to the far reaches of the globe and gain the locals' perspective with a river cruise through Europe's greatest cities. Visit Wild Alaska, the exotic landscapes of Asia and South America, or soak up the sun on the world's most tropical beaches. At Expedia Cruises, we offer every vacation possibility by air, land, or sea. Contact your vacation consultant today to explore every option for your perfect vacation worldwide. So much world, so little time. Expedia Cruises can help with that. Get ready to embark on the trip of a lifetime with amazing value on 2021 and 2022 sailings during our World Explorer sale. From October 1st to 31st, take advantage of flexible change and cancellation offers, incredible savings, and extraordinary value with Expedia Extras. Book select sailings from October 1st to 31st for one or more of the following: free drinks, free gratuities, onboard cash credit, free Wi-Fi, free upgrades, and free airfare. With enhanced safety measures and flexible change and cancellation offers, you have a world of choices. Set sail to the far reaches of the globe and gain the locals' perspective with a river cruise through Europe's greatest cities. Visit Wild Alaska, the exotic landscapes of Asia and South America, or soak up the sun on the world's most tropical beaches. At Expedia Cruises, we offer every vacation possibility by air, land, or sea. Contact your vacation consultant today to explore every option for your perfect vacation worldwide. So much.
Rob, are you ready to start?
We're just going to wait a couple more minutes
Okay,
for a few more people to get in.
you got it.
So we'll start probably in 2 minutes.
Okay, would you like me to run the video again? Are you okay on this screen?
I think they've seen it enough.
Recency and frequency, that's what helps.
Hi, everyone. We'll be starting the presentation in another minute or so. Good evening, everybody. We'll be starting the presentation in about a minute. Well, I think we'll, excuse me, I think we'll get started now. And good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining Expedia Cruises as we travel around the world in 22 days. We're actually now at the halfway point of our journey, and we've been to Ireland and Scotland, the Galapagos, South America, Antarctica, and Europe. Tonight, we're exploring the land down under with Regent Cruises. We're all eager to get started, but first let's cover a few ground rules. If you want to ask a question, please use the chat feature. It's a little circle at the very bottom, and we will try to get to all the questions. There's a group of us that will try to answer as many as we can as we go along, but certainly if there's any that stump us, we'll let our speaker answer them at the end. And if you have any specific questions, certainly your consultants will be available to help you with that. Now for tonight, I've heard Chanel speak a number of times at various Expedia conferences, and she makes me want to travel with Regent. She has worked for Regent Seven Seas now for 3 years and has been involved in the cruise industry for over 20 years. I truly believe she is the best speaker and a true ambassador of the Regent brand. Chanel usually starts her presentation with a simple statement: I love luxury, and she makes me love it too. I'm very excited to hear her talk about exploring the land down under with Regent, and I'm even more interested to hear where they go and what they will do, because I know they will do it with style, and I want to go too. So tonight, it's my pleasure to introduce Chanel Knight.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much, Rob, for that intro. I don't know if I could really live up to that. in terms of being one of the ambassadors at Regent. But as Rob stated, guys, I'm Chanel Knight. I've been in the industry almost 25 years. I started when I was age 10, and I've been working for Norwegian Cruise Line well over 20 before joining the Regent division of the NCLH family. And for those who are on with us tonight, if you're unaware, it's three brands. We're all under the umbrella of Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings. So there's Norwegian Cruise Line, Oceania Cruises, and Regent Seven Seas Cruises. And to Rob's point, in representing Regent, and being in this industry for as long as I have, been blessed to have been on over 200 cruises in my lifetime. It's something my family's done since I was a kid, but coming into the industry sort of put it on steroids. So from sailing in private yachts to luxury lines to river cruises to mid-sized ships, mega ships, you name it. I've been blessed to experience it all. Unfortunately, I have not had an opportunity to cover every continent around the world just yet, and every destination we actually sail to. So I encourage you to listen closely, follow through, and then make sure that you follow up with your vacation consultant to really connect the dots. When it comes to the Regent brand, it's simply which suite would you like and which credit card would you like to be on. Use that on today to close your sale. So we'll talk about, of course, exploring the world with Regent Seven Seas Cruises in the land down under in Australia and New Zealand. So as I jump in, first, of course, I'll talk about why many travel to Australia and New Zealand. But of course, the purple elephant in the room, everyone wants to know what's happening with cruising since the COVID-19 pandemic. So of course, our guest safety and security is always the highest priority when it comes to sailing in general. And if you are unaware, cruising has the highest standard when it comes to safety protocols, unlike other industries like hotels and even airlines for that matter, and even theme parks. They don't have to report stomach viruses or noroviruses or illnesses, unlike the cruise line. So because we must report those things, the media takes it and just takes it and runs off with a frenzy of a stomach virus. And as I love to tell folks, as long as I've been in this industry, I have yet to meet a sick ship. So we must take better care of ourselves and be more responsible and look out for one another. But with that being said, we took into account some great officials out there and not in the industry. So that was very important for me to point out, outside of our industry, to head up a safety panel for us. Now, we did partner with the Royal Caribbean Group and their family of brands, along with the NCLH family of brands. And these two gentlemen, Governor Levi and Dr. Scott Godliff, who's former commissioner at the FDA, was to head our health and safety panel for a healthy return to sailing. In addition to those two gentlemen leading the panel to provide our submissions to the CDC, we also took into account other health professionals from various backgrounds we believed brought a collective, collaborative effort to the table for us to roll out what we believe is best in class practices and protocols. We are still in the process of talking with the White House. Recently, I'm not sure if you guys have heard, the CDC did want to extend the cruise no sail ban till February of 21, although there was nothing found that where it justified this is the reason why. It was just a speculation and what many felt, as opposed to any concrete evidence. So the Trump administration did step in, and we are having talks, all cruise execs, not just NCLH or the Royal Caribbean Group, and we're working through on what we believe will be a solid plan and a safe return to cruising, hopefully sooner than what we were initially told. So as you can see, again, much effort went into a healthy return to sailing. So it's not just covering up something, close out buffets, that's it. You'll see whether it be from check-in processes to more no-touch options, so you can do pre-check-ins. It has not been finalized where guests may have to wear a mask or testing will be done at the pier, but stay tuned. That information should be released very soon. So unfortunately, that's all I could share with you guys, but still just want to touch on that because I know it's the topic that everyone has top of mind right now. So let's just shift gears quickly to talk about them. I'm talking about the land down under tonight, but also representing Regent. This is what differentiates us when it comes to luxury. Oftentimes, many will take the title of luxury, but can they truly deliver every luxury included? So, aside of some of the most popular amenities when you're working with your vacation consultants that you look out for when you're booking your next vacation or experience, you're looking at what's included, what's a part of it. So, when it comes to Regent, we have a strong value proposition. As you can see, all of the options on your screen, and if you were to add these options up, and I know I have many veteran cruisers on this event tonight, you guys know this particular screen alone, this is not even including the suite just yet, will really surpass many fares out there. We're talking about the thousands of dollars. But the number one thing here, of course, being that game changer when we did roll this out back in 2016, was the business class air on intercontinental flights. It's nothing like traveling so far, but in comfort. And in addition to that, there's so many other inclusions, but I like to highlight, because we're talking about the land down under, folks, the unlimited shore excursions. And the beauty of that, especially when we overnight in some ports, I'm going to share about that later on in the presentation. And then when you have other options where you can go out in the morning, come back for lunch, and then head out in the evening. If we overnight, have a night out on the town, or even head back out early the next morning. You have multiple options to do multiple things. And when it comes to unlimited excursions, guys, our inclusive excursions, we offer over 4,000. Now, we do have a Regent collection, which is our executive collection. So if you have a taste for something more, a little more, if you want something customized, a little more exclusive, we can arrange that for you. Right now, with the pandemic that's happening, of course, many things where we've done private culinary excursions in homes, that is being tweaked as we speak, but you still have an option of thousands of shore excursions in any particular voyage. There's choice of hundreds, so you don't have to worry about everybody being loaded up on a motor coach and just chartered around a town and a shopping mall and then back to the ship. That is still not the case. So just wanted to reassure you guys of that. In addition to that, the other thing, if you're a business owner and you want to stay in touch with your family and have a pulse at the office of what's happening, the unlimited Wi-Fi. We travel all throughout the world and touch so many hidden jewels, but I want to reassure you that we do have the bandwidth to support that. And as you can see, every other luxury that's included to supersede your expectations and make your cruise vacation with Regent unlike any other. So here are my ladies. I call our ships ladies. And I'm just going to jet through this quickly here because this is not the highlight of tonight. You can always speak with your vacation consultant. Our ladies are very intimate, nowhere from only 490 guests to 750. That's our sweet spot. We're not trying to go beyond that. So the crew to guest ratio with us is 1 to 1.5. Actually, it's 2 to 1.5 if you want to split someone in half, but we don't want to do that. But maybe they have a little person traveling with them. So you have a 2 to 1.5 crew to guest ratio, folks. That is magical. In addition to the space ratio, our suites, all of our vessels are all suites. Only ship that's not all balconies is Seven Seas Navigator. She's 98% balconies. We have a few picture window suites. But you're talking about ranges from 300 square feet to over 4,000. So something for every budget to enjoy, every luxury included. So make sure you're working closely with your vacation consultant. And then if you're looking at the order of our vessels, of course, Navigator being our oldest, then Mariner and Voyager, Explorer, and then our Grand Dame, who we launched back in February. It seems like it was eons ago, but we did this coming into the pandemic, not knowing where we would be today. So it sort of went under, with the pandemic overshadowed it. So many forgot about our leading lady, Seven Seas Splendor. She's 750 guests as well, boasting many amenities and many game-changing experiences that you can work with your consultant on. So let's jump right on in and talk about Australia. So I wanted to share this particular quote from Peter Carey with you guys about Australia, how he couldn't see the world in any other way. It's such a special experience. So as we take this little journey right quick, let's just touch on cuisine, of course, because it's dinner time, folks. For me, I do dinner at lunch now, trying to keep off the COVID weight there. But let's just go there right now and just talk about some faves, just showcase for those who may not be familiar with Australia. I know I have some veterans on the line. I think Miss Mary, who has traveled all throughout the world. So actually, Miss Mary should be helping me give this presentation with all of her experience of traveling all around the world. But it's interesting to see, especially when it comes to their desserts, the pavlova, it's actually named after a Russian ballerina. But the Aussies have their own spin, whether you're in New Zealand or Australia, you still have this amazing dessert that's very light and fluffy. Of course, you can enjoy it when you're sailing with Regent. We're usually there in the latter part of the year, so December and January, and I'll share some itineraries with you and also give you some sneak peeks of what's to come for 2023. But quite the spin, just to tickle your little culinary taste buds there. But let's just jump on in and start talking about some of the sites and of course ports of calls that will stop in and share some. I want to share just some cool facts. Don't mean to bore my veterans on the event tonight, but for those who are not familiar, so in looking at this, we always laugh about this one port around the office because it's pronounced Cairns. Doesn't look like that, I know. And it's funny because my Bahamian family, we laugh because they like to say Cairns, but it's Cairns, and that's how the locals pronounce it. And as you can see here, very, very tropical, relaxed, laid back. It reminds me of island life. I'm Bahamian descent, but it's like being in the Bahamas to me. Very beautiful, of course, far greater, of course, boasting the Great Barrier Reefs. If you're a diver or snorkeler like we are in our families, this is definitely the ideal trip for you outside of course, Belize. But here is where you want to go if if that's what your objective is for this trip. But again, when it comes to exploring the land down under, I mean, you have so many options for adventure when it comes to discovering Australia and New Zealand. There's from wildlife to, of course, sea life, urban life, and everything in between, in addition to, of course, many other popular, iconic monuments, or like the Opera House and is one in particular. We'll talk about the South Islands, but it's just to again take a little tour around Australia and New Zealand and touch on highlights is what I'm planning to do. And another thing that many travel with us, they look for the style when it comes to Regent, of course, sailing in their suite to all these great destinations, being waited on, and the life of luxury, boasting some of the most luxurious amenities on board our vessels. But when they travel to these destinations, many are also looking to see what else on my bucket list can I check off. Yes, I've been to the land down under in Australia, but were there any other highlights besides the Opera House? Yes, UNESCO heritage sites that you could check off on your bucket list. We do an amazing circumnavigation around Alaska. We've tweaked that itinerary. And as I show you guys, I know I keep teasing you talking about the itinerary. I just have some samples. Again, work closely with a vacation consultant, but I encourage you to do so because you'll see the itineraries. We don't do them in terms of repeating them, back to back. So you can combine segments to create an amazing circumnavigation of your own. But when it comes to many of the UNESCO heritage sites, we do tours, as you can see, out to go see the Great Barrier Reef, so you can do your diving and whatever you may like to do. Whether it's wildlife, you're looking to see the penguins or koalas or the wallaby, whatever your fancy is, there are options, there are tours, there are excursions, there are inclusive ones. So you're not just having something simple, something very adventurous, memorable, new memories you can create. Maybe it's something you had been just interested in trying over the years, or just you've read about it from a child and it was a dream. Maybe you're traveling with your family. Maybe it's that one child that you take that special trip with, or grandchild, whatever the reason for you traveling. I shared earlier, I've been on over 200 cruises in my lifetime. Each one was for a different reason. And even as I look back and reflect back over that time, especially now, one was able to even build upon the next. And in addition to that, some just totally blow my mind away with experiences. And Australia and New Zealand offers that. when it comes to their islands, the uniqueness, the lush landscape, the rainforest that they offer, whether it be from wildlife or if it's, again, the tropical lush landscape with some of the other UNESCO heritage sites, the wet tropical rainforest they have there, whether it be, excuse me, my voice here, need a little water here. The 12 apostles, and as you can see with the collection of limestones here, the stacks, that there's not 12 anymore. It was believed to that, as you can see, the formations were believed to have be 20 million years. So it's quite interesting. The historic experiences you can endure when traveling here. And it's amazing where you travel all throughout the world and there's just these special experiences that you can't find any other. And out of the 12 with only 8 being left, we talk about global warming, we talk about all sorts of things that are impacting the beauty of our nature, the beauty of our world, and what can we see before it's gone, before that time escapes us, or if we expire. So it's important that you live life to the fullest, you explore as much as you can. That's what travel is all about. I've heard the team talk about traveling all the world and the destinations they focus on. Australia being our focus, and New Zealand tonight. I love talking to my Aussies and to my buddies from New Zealand, and it's quite interesting from our accents and their accents and how we see this. Of course, living in Florida, we have a town called Melbourne, but that's not how you pronounce this. This would be more of Melbourne. Melbourne is the second, largest city in Australia here. Sydney is the first. I'm sorry, I didn't tell you that at first, but this is the second largest city here, boasting, of course, the Eureka 88 sky deck that many gravitate to. So if that's something you're looking to do on your bucket list, again, depending on who you're traveling with, because I always believe that's the most important question, who's traveling with you, because it really sets the pace of how you plan to experience that particular destination. And believe it or not, we have a lot of guests that travel with us to Australia and New Zealand multiple times. So many are not first timers to Australia. Many, it's their third and fourth or even more. They've traveled there even more. And it's quite interesting because of these guests that have traveled with us to Australia multiple times has challenged us to create what we now call Go Local tours. And it's actually trending. As you can see, every shore or tour company has a version of Go Local tours. And the Go Local tours were spiked with us. We were encouraged by our guests to create something different. Hey, I've traveled with you guys here 3 times already. What more can you offer? What other experiences can Regent deliver to supersede my expectations? So we partner with many locals in terms of creating, again, culinary events. Maybe it's experiencing adventure through some of the rainforests. Maybe it's a trip down to the Great Barrier Reef. Various options that we have in our shore excursions. Our shore excursions are listed on our website. And again, working with your vacation consultant, I promise you, guys, I won't bore you. Again, I'll share only the highlights here because we don't have much time. And I just want to still cover all that I possibly can. Of course, the iconic site, the Regent vessels do sail under this bridge. So you get to capture it from so many different angles possible, in addition to tours that you can also see the span of the bridge, go across the bridge, whatever your objective is, you will have that option to capture this landmark in your own special and unique way. Of course, many look for this. They look for the Sydney Harbor Bridge, the Sydney Opera House. Many, of course, those are almost like the 2 things at top of everyone's bucket list when it comes to sailing in Australia or visiting Australia of any kind. Of course, the outdoors is very popular when it comes to visiting Australia. You'll see many out on bikes, walking about, and you can feel very safe. It's quite interesting. I was reading an article the other day talking about different countries and how the weight of different countries, the passport carries a lot of weight, and Australia was high up on the list with Japan. So of course, we're looking through the pandemic and we're seeing how New Zealand was very successful with keeping their number of cases down, etc. But it's quite interesting to mingle and engage with the locals and to see how kind they are, how nice they are, warm and inviting. And of course, they want you to experience their home their way. I know my friend Lisa had a picture, her background was of Bondi Beach. So Lisa, this slide is just for you tonight. Wanted to make sure that I shared the slide. Initially, when putting together this presentation, I had the bones of it together for the team. And I think I made them a little nervous and they're like, Chanel, can you give us more images, please? So I couldn't share everything at once with them. But Lisa, this slide is for you. I could not have a presentation without sharing this one. So shifting gears, we'll go ahead and talk about New Zealand. And New Zealand offers quite a bit of adventure, guys, when it comes to the people of New Zealand. This happens to be one of the fjords in the south. And this particular fjord, of course, as you can see, the lush landscape, you see there the rainforest of how it comes down the sides there. You also know that the Morays, indigenous people are from this area. I'm trying not to lose the screen here. And sorry guys, here. Wanted to make sure I had that there. Sorry. And Milford Sound. So yeah, it's just a little out of order. I'm sorry, I thought they moved this around. I just wanted to give you some quick highlights. That's actually not the itinerary, guys. I'm sorry about that. I just want to touch on, I talked about wildlife earlier, talked about sea life, urban life. It's quite interesting facts that we have when it comes to New Zealand. And of course, things some take for granted. Of course, living here in South Florida, we don't see sheeps every day. So it's quite interesting. There's like this cool little fact of like 9 sheep to every 1 person when it comes to the animal life in New Zealand. And also, interesting fact, if you're a golfer, many always gravitate to the British Isles, the British Open, and many really don't consider New Zealand. New Zealand has over 400 golf courses. So if golf is definitely your passion, you're an enthusiast, you are an avid golfer, guess what, folks? This is definitely the place for you to be. Of course, more golf courses than per capita here for you to enjoy. Here's some a quick overview of all that you can experience with us. Again, inclusiveness, showing that it's not just a boring tour, many adventurous experiences you can take when it comes to wildlife journeys. So you have your range, whether it be wellness, you'll see a lot of that, of course, in Auckland, options we have with our wellness tours. Could it be venturing through the forest where the Hobbit movie was filmed? They'll take you to the studio so you can see how the movie came to life there. Other go local tours that we have, whether it be panoramic highlights, as I talked about some of the other iconic things in and around from Australia also into New Zealand. Maybe it's the museums that pique your interest and that's a fave for you. So it's just to say that something for everyone. I'm a girl who's in love with castles. I love castles. So the walkthroughs are definitely there for you. Of course, in conjunction with our spa, the Serene Spa, we do have other tours that are combined with the treatments on board, and it's a tour that takes you, as you can see, into Wellington, and we do yoga in the garden. I mean, many interesting and special things tailored specifically for the Regent guests. So that's something that's exclusive just for our guests. You don't have to worry about there being a ship of thousands of people and you're not getting your full experience while you're there. The other beauty of sailing to Australia and New Zealand with Regent also, I talked about the intimacy of our vessels. Seven Seas Explorer is the ship I'm going to talk primarily about. She was our lady introduced last in 2016. She was the game changer when it came to luxury. I mean, encouraging the entire industry to raise the bar on the life of luxury from her Regent Suite, that's over 4,000 square feet, from her specialty restaurants, their Pan Fusion restaurants in Pacific Realm, in addition to, of course, our staples such as Compass Rose, in addition to other experiences that we have on board the vessel. And we've since adopted some of the concepts from our sister brand, like Oceana. We have a culinary kitchen. So of course, there's great experiences that are tailored with the actual experience on board and into the ports of calls where you would go with our executive chef into town to shop for your ingredients and come back on board and prepare them and also pair them with wine. So many great options for you guys there. But when it comes to New Zealand, I just want to make sure I talk about it's more of a you would say more sovereign islands, island country. There's your southwestern Pacific Ocean here, so you have two mainlands, uh, pretty much masses from the south, and then of course the North Islands. So it's quite interesting. It reminds me of the Bahamas because even surrounding there, it's over 600 like little small islands. And many don't realize. For me, I talk about the Bahamas a lot because that's where my family is. There's 800 out islands around the Bahamas. So uh, Australia, I always go back and forth between, of course, the south of the US and the Caribbean when it comes to Australia. Of course, the Whangarei Falls or the Quarry Garden is definitely options for you guys to visit with us with Regent. We have some great highlights there. Of course, or Bay, the Bay of Islands there we have there. Again, you see, Regent allows you to really experience this unlike any other because having the intimate vessel, you are able to disembark your ship within 30 minutes. It won't take you 3 hours. You don't have to worry about uh, missing, important time. You've traveled so far, it shouldn't take you 3 hours to disembark your vessel, only to have a couple hours into port, and then you have to get on to the next port of call. But as you can see, there's some multiple options where there are many popular excursions. Of course, no one is doing the same thing again because everybody's objective is different. Again, most have traveled with us before, and also many have already traveled to this destination. It's very rare that there's a lot of first-time travelers with us when it comes to Australia and New Zealand. So you have St. Helier's Bay options, again, Moree Beach or winery. You most don't think of wineries there, but the Hunting Lodge Winery is that's part of actually one of our land programs that we have that I'll share later on in the presentation. I'm trying to make sure I stay on time, guys, and not go over here. Let's see here, itineraries, want to jump right there. So I combined this, Glenn, I hope you see that. So you can see there's options ranging anywhere from 14 nights to 18 nights, guys. It's important that you see this is seasonal for us. We're not there year round. For us, again, I touched on it earlier, being in December and January. I shared this slide because it was interesting not just to go through the various ports of calls. I'm not going to bore you guys here, but when it comes to these itineraries, it's interesting because you can combine them to create a great circumnavigation. There's various segments. As you can see, it's not a back-to-back each and every week. So again, expanding your time to explore and immerse in this particular destination. Maybe it's the Singapore to Sydney and you get an option to go to Bali. That's something I'm looking to do next year. Or maybe it's going to Darwin. If not, you may want to take the Auckland to Sydney route and do the Bay of Islands. You may want to do Wellington instead. Wellington is the capital of New Zealand. So it really depends on what your objective is. Of course, everyone loves to hit the highlights like Brisbane. Of course, that's always very popular. So many will do the Sydney to Auckland, or many will just, opt for Auckland to Sydney. So guys, there's just so many options that you can combine to create, again, a trip of a lifetime. So please work with your consultants. Maybe it's Hobart. Tasmania is something I'm going to highlight here shortly, where we're doing an overnight, I believe, and that's also, I think Tasmania is also a new port for us, guys. So that's something interesting, and we're excited about where it's going to take us. So next,
Why travel to Australia and New Zealand? To explore the magic and wonder of some of the world's most epic landscapes. To sail over serene and cerulean seas teeming with life. And encounter the wondrous creatures inhabiting this vibrant world. to savor both the splendor and comforts of local life. And celebrate a beautiful culture with a unique history. Before setting off on your next adventure. Why travel to Australia and New Zealand? To be reminded that each experience matters. And with every luxury included, you'll be free to enjoy every moment.
And then again, I can't express it enough. This is what really differentiates your experience on Regent. Having that option to have your customized excursions or have your inclusive excursions that we do offer. The options, the time we spend there, whether it be the 14 or to 18 nights, whichever voyage you may opt for, may have interest in. It's interesting that you really look at the itinerary to make sure that you can achieve what you're looking for. And in addition to that, on select voyages, what I'm about to show you is the land program that I sort of teased you about earlier, telling you of another inclusion. So outside of the every luxury included slide that I shared with you guys earlier of all those items listed that said what was included. This is something also that Regent offers on many of our exotic destinations. So with our exotic voyages, we include an even greater and deeper immersive component. So whether it's a pre or post program that we offer, we have various options for whether it's Sydney on the front half or it's including, as you can see, lodging, meals, transportation, and specialized tours. So this is outside of what you would experience on the cruise. So definitely something to consider. I always say go big or go home. If you're going to do this well. Do it in style, do it in not just a life of luxury, but where it's hassle-free. Everything is handled for you. And you can definitely be reassured that you have the guarantee from Regent. You will be safe. You'll have nothing but the best. You'll be treated like royalty. But in addition to that, guys, that continues on when it comes to the components of the pre or post, whether it be on the front half, maybe it's in Auckland, maybe it's in Sydney or not. But again, for that even greater immersion into this particular region of the world. I mean, you've traveled so far. It is definitely, we all know, a very long, a far way to travel when it comes to going down to Australia. And you just want to make sure you do everything possible you can. For some, it may be a trip of a lifetime, but as I shared others, they've done this trip and continue to do it repeatedly because they just enjoy the people, they've enjoyed also the crew. Many come back for our crew, but many just enjoy this destination. Maybe it was something you missed the last time, or you maybe want to further extend your adventure into Australia the next time around. Again, various options where you can really enjoy New Zealand or Australia when traveling with Regent. So in moving along here, I know tonight's focus was about Australia and New Zealand, but it was also to show that Regent does travel the world. We chart the globe just like your vacation consultant sells the world. And I just wanted to keep you aware of that because maybe Australia and New Zealand is on the bucket list. It's definitely a safe destination to travel to. We know that luxury is one of those where over 65% of our guests are ready to travel right now, have been ready to travel for months. They're even calling our res team, asking, can you just take me up the coast? We'll pay, we'll do whatever. We just need to get out here. We're ready to go somewhere. But even charting the globe with the small fleet that I shared with you, our global footprint is massive. So make sure you're working with your vacation consultant. You're looking at ways in which you can maximize the experience. And then here in one particular slide, I'm going to show you guys coming. Don't think, hey, crazy lady, I don't have that kind of time to devote right now, but it's something you should consider, I think. So as you navigate the world, there's so many options here, guys. But before I get to that slide, I wanted to touch quickly on those ports in which we overnight in. So if some of those other destinations, maybe it wasn't Australia and New Zealand, maybe it was a European destination, maybe it was Asia, maybe it was Africa, or even India for that matter. But I wanted to show you guys that Hobart is Tasmania. I told you one of the ports that we have, but we overnight there. So imagine the extensive exploration you can do there. In addition to that, new ports that we've added, because this is something we pride ourselves on, really exceeding our guest expectation. What can we do different? What can we do that's so unique? Of course, visiting the historic port of Port Arthur in Tasmania there. It's definitely something new for us. We're excited. Been so well received. Our guests are excited that we're going there. Sorry, my voice is cracking a little bit. But I encourage you again to look closely at our itineraries. Don't just shut it down to say, I don't know. I'm not sure if that's going to be of interest to me. I invite you and encourage you to consider it. I talked about Whangarei earlier in New Zealand. It's known for its lush landscape. It depends on, again, what your option is for, the finer things in life, or the ship is a destination of its own as well, guys. So again, if you've traveled to this destination, maybe it's friends you want to go back and see. Maybe it's some family that's there. Maybe you're looking to do, I talked about if you're an avid golfer, or if it's maybe a winery you're looking to, you're wine enthusiast and you're traveling with a group of friends. There are multiple options and reasons and why. So just to give you a sneak peek, this is something that has not been shared publicly. This is something that we are launching on September 20, excuse me, September, oh Jesus, I'm thinking of September, October 21st. We're launching with our new product launch. And what that is when we release our next round of voyages. So this is to go, the voyages will be released from summer of 22 into spring of 23. This has not been shared, as I mentioned earlier. So Explorer is going to be our lady heading back to Australia, offering many great options there. And we will even be spending New Year's Eve in 2022 and 2023 in Sydney. So that is definitely going to be a spectacular voyage for those that are looking to experience something unique and taking cruising with Regent to another level, spending New Year's Eve in Sydney. So here's the slide I touched on earlier regarding, you may say, hey, crazy lady, 40 World Cruises, I don't have 147 nights right now, Chanel, or 120 plus nights. But what I encourage you to do is work with your vacation consultant and look at the segments of the World Cruise. Guys, I'm here to tell you that you'll find some phenomenal voyages within the segments of a World Cruise. So it's not always just what you see baked in the brochure. Ask questions. Hey, is that World Cruise, do they have segments available? What's still there? I mean, you can find some options. Maybe there's some things you had not considered. So it's a question, it's a seed I want to plant, but it's a question I want you to ask your vacation consultant about. Maybe it's some of the other grand voyages. You can look at some of the segments and ways, again, to take your vacation experience to another level. Maybe it's the Transocean crossing. Right now, here's what's trending. With cruising now, this is where we're seeing a lot of our guests trend to, in this order in particular. Of course, many are still excited to go back to Europe next year. We do believe we will be there. Again, stay tuned for those updates coming from the CDC, your official updates, and then also from your vacation consultant, because we're hoping to have news released as of next week when the safe return. And one thing I did not touch on, but I want to do briefly, guys, when we do return safely to cruising, when it comes to the Regent fleet, you saw 5 of my ladies. All 5 of my ladies will not be sailing initially. Only one lady will be sailing. We believe she will be sailing out of Miami to the tropics, the Caribbean. She will not go at 100% capacity. She will only go anywhere between 40 to 60% capacity. We want to, again, return healthy and safe when it comes to sailing, and we just want to make sure that we can fine tune all that there is. So when it comes to our past guests, I know that there's some past guests on the event tonight, in addition to first time Regent guests who we're looking to welcome on board. This is our past guest club, the Seven Seas Society. Here are the benefits that they have for traveling with Regent over the years. We do have tiers like many of the other cruise lines. And it's interesting because I know how many desire to shoot for a Commodore tier or a platinum or diamond. My father-in-law was that way when it came to Royal Caribbean and Celebrity. However, Regent does offer tiers similar to some of theirs. With us, every luxury is included. So I know many devote years to and their loyalty to a particular brand, but Regent pretty much gives you every luxury included. What we do is go a little bit further when it comes to shipboard credits, in addition to other exclusives for our guests that may be some of the highest tiers that we have, our platinum and titanium tiers, or even our diamond and Commodores. Also, there's various savings that are available to our past guests. And then we reward them when they refer a friend. So if you've sailed with us before and you referred someone else to Regent, we reward you for that, as well as your friend for traveling with us with a future cruise credit. So as you can see here, the value is $250, and that's per suite, unfortunately. Not per person there. The referred guest will receive it, as you can see, and then you will receive that for the recommendation. So I'm going to jump right quick because I know I have to finish up and I have one more video, guys. What offers we have. Make sure you're working with your vacation consultant because we are promoting an exclusive, something I've never done with Expedia Cruises. And that's extending what we offer to our guests on board when they're sailing with us. So our guests know the best time to book with us is when we have a product launch, whenever we release a new deployment. So new cruises, that's the best time to book with Regent. That's going to be your greatest time to get the best price. In addition to that, to book on board, because that's when we extend a discount. That is the only time. Discount is usually, we call it savings. Discount is not a part of our vocabulary or our strategy when it comes to the Regent brand. So make sure, many always ask, when is the best time to book? Now with Expedia Cruises, because for the very first time, they have a savings of up to $4,000. So make sure you're working closely with your vacation consultant because this is only available October 14th through the 28th. I did talk about that we do have a product launch that's launching on October 21st. And because I had this offer, thanks to Rob and Tina and the team that were so grateful to invite me for this event on tonight, we got our offer in before they shut it off and would not let anybody else have this offer with a new product launch. When we launch our products, we have voyages that do sell out. We do have guests that go on wait lists. And now you have an opportunity to receive a savings on a brand new product launch, in addition to an Expedia exclusive staterooms that they have, although Regent has all suites. In addition to the World Explorer offer. So it's like a triple dip we have going on here, folks. So not only a great time to save, but still maximize your opportunity to just elaborate more on your experience with Regent. Here's an offer that we currently have that's also combinable with the World Explorer offer, the savings offer. In addition to our Elevate Your Experience, as you can see, for these various destinations, whether it be Alaska, free first class air. You may say, Chanel, you just talked about business class air. I did. Business class air is inclusive for intercontinental flights. So Alaska, we sail out of Vancouver and our route is from Vancouver to Seward. So it's first class air for us for this particular destination. Europe, we're doing a free upgrade offer. So this is combinable with everything else, guys. So make sure that you are working with your vacation consultant. I call it the combinability factor in maximizing this experience. If you are a solo traveler, we do welcome you on board Regent as well. We do have single supplement options out there. We have them available on select voyages. It's not available on every voyage. Believe it or not, I have some 2022 voyages that are already sold out. We launched our 2023 World Cruise about 2 weeks ago, and we have double-digit wait lists. And at this point, it looks like we may not offer a segment come January because I believe 100%, the voyage will sell 100% full world cruise. And that ship is only holding 700 guests. It's Seven Seas Mariner. So itinerary well received. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to extend many options where many have been requesting. So now is the time to reach out to your vacation consultant. When it comes to luxury, we do have Canadian dollars at par offering on select voyages. Work with your consultant. I did make it combinable with the savings in addition to the World Explorer offers. So again, another triple dip, guys, that's out there for you. So something for everyone on the event. If you're considering Regent, if you're first time Regent guest, we look forward to welcoming you on board, inviting you to experience Regent firsthand. Seeing is believing, and I encourage you and invite you to do so. Of course, we travel to many hidden jewels all throughout the world, great destinations, in addition to, of course, our vessels, our onboard life, whether it be from our lecturers, our seminars that we have, experiences with our culinary staff from culinary kitchens, maybe it's from some of our bar staff creating our signature cocktails, and maybe it's spices, that a spice tour you want to create. We have some great voyages that are out highlighted, excuse me, for the product launch that will blow you away when it comes to some of our spice tours. So stay tuned for all those updates. But again, work closely with your consultant, and don't just say, hey, that's the cruise line that has that high ticket price. I encourage you to really look at the value proposition. There's nothing like it. It's quite hands down one of the best out there in the industry here. This is a sample that we usually share just to show just how great it is. It's a wonderful story in many ways of simplifying a hassle-free, no nickel and diming. You're not swiping a key card every 50 feet you walk. You're on an intimate vessel, so the space ratio is phenomenal. It's all suite. You are not just on a ship feeling like you're part of a herd. That makes a tremendous difference. Yes, there is a difference. I entered one of my sister ships a while ago, Norwegian Bliss, and I tell you, I was ready to get off the ship in 2 hours because I'm no longer a big ship lady anymore. I've reached a point in my life, I'm a more intimate lady. So the river cruise ships, the luxury ships, the expedition ships are where I want to be. And looking at the value, that's a part of it, where everything is there. When you dissect all of these things, and oftentimes many may opt for a similar voyage. Oh, they're going to a similar destination. Oh, it's less. But at that time, you decided, I'm going to make 2 more purchases because then I have to complete the actual experience, whether it be air, getting yourself there, transfers, also being safe, hassle-free. There's nothing like convenience for you guys and being safe when traveling abroad. So it really handles everything for you in a nutshell, guys. It's seamless. It's something that you should consider, and it's something that really helps dissect when you see the price point and you say, is that a typo? Are they just crazy over there at Regent? But no, absolutely, it's a phenomenal value that you really should consider because when you look at some of the other options and you're done adding up everything after the return of your voyage, you're either at par with the Regent price, you've spent more, or slightly less. But look at all the other benefits that you would have endured had you sailed with the Regent. So it's definitely something to consider when you're sailing. That sample was only a guide, but we have other active vacation consultants can share with you. Awesome. Well, we thank you guys for joining us on today. Again, we look forward to welcoming you on board for your next adventure. Maybe it's a one-of-a-kind adventure you want to create with Regent. Work closely with your vacation consultant. I guarantee you it would be one of your best vacation experiences. For my first-time Regent guests, for my past Regent guests, we look forward to welcoming you all back home. And for my first-time Regent guests, if you feel as if you won't feel as if you're part of our family, you won't be welcome because you may have status on another voyage, I would like to challenge you and say, give us a try. I guarantee you we would supersede your expectations and definitely have you feeling like you're part of our family upon embarkation and so on. And believe it or not, our guests do recognize other first-time Regent guests and they welcome them on board. They're like an extension of our crew. Our guests are very involved with our crew. Many follow our crew from ship to ship, in addition to not just the voyages that we look to present to them in destinations we sail to. They follow the crew. They establish relationships over the years, long-standing relationships. So I encourage you guys to come and visit with us, travel with us, see the world, and explore together. Rob, I turn it over to you guys. Let's see.
Actually, you have me on. Hi all, it's Lisa Christensen and I'm with the Expedia Cruises Mississauga East location. And I'd like to thank Chanel very much for this evening's presentation and showing us all of Australia and New Zealand. And trust me, those pictures that you see in there, each and every one of them is true. It is as green as it looks. It is as beautiful as it looks. And I've never seen so many waterfalls in my entire life going through the Milford Sound and all up in through that area. It's absolutely stunning. So we would really like to thank Chanel for attending. And on behalf of my other colleagues at the Mississauga Central, Steve and Nancy McInnes, along with all of their consultants, and Rob and Tina Takamoto from the Mississauga office and all of their team of consultants and managers, and also managers at Expedia Central. Sorry, Rashmi. We would really love to thank you for joining us tonight. And I do just want to make a very quick little note. Yes, there are actually the couple of offers that Chanel was talking about. One is our World Explorer offer, booking between October 1st and 31st. And book a suite on all 2021 sailings and receive $200 USD onboard cash per stateroom. And I also want to let you know that our corporate office also has up to $2,000 per stateroom on all 2021, 2022 sailings, or any sailings actually. But we have one that's even better than our corporate, and that's thanks to Chanel. It is actually, if you book through any of the 3 centers that are hosting you tonight, you will get up to $4,000 savings on your trip. So you have $200 for the onboard credit, plus an additional $4,000 savings, up to $4,000 savings. And that's only through the 3 centers that are hosting you this evening. So we look forward to having we hope you look forward to having our vacation consultants reach out to you and have a wonderful discussion about what Australia and New Zealand is like, as well as Regent. So thank you again, everyone. I do see that there is some chats here. I was looking to see if there's anything major. I don't see, I see a woohoo from Vicky Estrada. Well, woohoo back. And Eric, thanks a lot, and you are more than welcome. So if there are any other questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to all of your vacation consultants. And please note that this has been recorded, so we will be sending off a copy of this to all of you as well. And don't be afraid to share it with your friends and families. So to all a good night.